Welcome to the Lion's Den. My name is Robert Love. I'm a neuroscientist. I specialize in helping people prevent Alzheimer's disease with science. I'm so excited to be here with you. We are live on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm so excited to be here. I'm going to do my best to answer all your questions. I won't be able to answer all your questions, but I'll do my best to be helpful to the very best that I can. Today, we are talking about the benefits of mushrooms for your brain. If you're here, you're probably here because you care about your health. You want to reduce your risk of Alzheimer's disease, and I want to help you do that with the very best science available. I am not a medical doctor. I'm a neuroscientist, so please consult your medical doctor before doing anything that affects your health. My desire is to share with you the very best science so that you can make an informed decision to improve your health and reduce your risk of dementia as you move forward in your life. If you're just arriving, please put your first name and where you're from in the chat, and please say hi. I might not be able to say hi to everybody, but I try to read as many comments as I can, and I love to see you here. I love the community that we've built first on TikTok. We're bringing Instagram and YouTube in as well, and Facebook. It's been a while since I've been here with you, and I'm just excited and glad to be here with you. So here's what I want you to know about mushrooms. I might repeat this a couple times at night. Research out of Singapore in 663 people found that those who ate mushrooms 2 times or more a week had a 60% reduction in the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Let me say that again. Those who ate mushrooms 2 times or more per week had a 60% reduction in the risk of Alzheimer's disease. So what does this mean for you? It means you want to eat mushrooms probably 3 times a week. So I'm staying at my parents' house right now in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm helping my mother recover from shoulder replacement surgery, which basically means I'm the cook and housekeeper of the house. And so I'm serving mushrooms 3 or 4 times a week. And I'm trying to serve mushrooms ideally every day. Now that's a lot, but if you can do mushrooms every other day, if you can do mushrooms 3 to 4 times a day for your family, that'll make a huge difference over time. You may not notice it right away, but eating mushrooms regularly is a great way to protect your brain and improve your overall health. And we're talking about ideally shiitake mushrooms. You can do trumpet mushrooms. There are lobster mushrooms. Lion's mane mushrooms are great. Taking supplements do not count. So Kayak asks on TikTok, does taking my lion's mane supplement count? No, I would love to be able to say taking my lion's mane supplement reduces the risk of Alzheimer's disease by 60%. I'm not saying that because I don't have the data to support that. I would love to say that. I would love to have the data. There is no data that I know of that shows the impact of mushroom supplements in reducing the risk of Alzheimer's disease. But we do know the impact of eating mushrooms for reducing the risk of Alzheimer's disease. But specifically regarding lion's mane, we do know that lion's mane helps increase brain-derived neurotrophic factor. That's a growth factor in the brain that facilitates the growth of new brain cells and new neural connections. That's great. Lion's mane reduces inflammation. That helps protect the brain. Lion's mane also reduces anxiety and depression. That's great for brain health and overall health. Lion's mane improves the immune system, and lion's mane also helps enhance sleep or improve the quality of sleep. So all these things are great for overall health and for brain health as well. So lion's mane supplements are shown to be very, very helpful as well. But what I just shared about eating mushrooms 2 to 3 times a week, reducing Alzheimer's by 60%, that's about specifically edible mushrooms, not specifically mushrooms as a supplement. So I want to be really clear about that. All right. So if you're just here, if you just arrived, please enter your first name and where you're from in the chat. It's great to be here with you. So know what questions you have about mushrooms or about dementia, or if you have questions about supplements, I will do my best. And then, I'm glad to be here with you. So I'm managing like 4 screens right now. I feel a little weird with all of these, all these screens here. This is lots of fun. So I'm getting a bunch of lion's mane here on Facebook. Mary, I don't know what question you're asking. You are welcome, Beating Creations. Kathy from Michigan. Marka from Oklahoma. We got Cheryl. Is raw more effective than cooked? Great question. So you want to cook your mushrooms for safety reasons. Mushrooms grow in the earth. And it's a good idea to wipe mushrooms down with a wet paper towel and then chop them up and then cook them ideally at high heat. That'll help. That's just good for safety reasons. And mushrooms are delicious. Who likes to eat mushrooms? Give me a roar, give me a like, give me a thumbs up. Mushrooms are just absolutely delicious. They're great for your brain. They're great for your overall health. They put all kinds of great dishes. When I was in culinary school, after college, I went to culinary school because I knew I wanted to cook, because I knew how valuable cooking is just for daily life because I like food. And I made this mushroom risotto that's really so mushrooms are really great. You can add them to so many different dishes. You can add them as a side dish on their own. They're absolutely great. Winnowmaker. Dan from Oakland bought lion's mane at a local farmer's market and made dinner last 2 nights. Awesome. So I love lion's mane as an edible mushroom. It's so delicious. It's got like this meaty texture to it. I have a lion's mane. It's not cumin. It's a lion's mane curry. It's so delicious. It's a vegetarian curry. It used lion's mane and other mushrooms. It's so delicious. Lion's mane is great as an edible mushroom. Nomad, lion's mane gave me anxiety. Well, what kind of lion's mane were you taking? Were you taking as a supplement or as a mushroom? And what supplement were you taking? I don't think you were taking my lion's mane supplement. If you were, let me know. I will issue you a prompt refund. But no one that I know has taken my lion's mane and gotten anxiety. So I don't know the quality of the supplement you were taking. What do I think of mushroom coffee? Evelyn on Facebook. So mushroom coffee. So first of all, coffee is great. I like coffee because caffeine is good for the brain. It increases the sensitivity of dopamine receptors. That's really good. Those who drink coffee have a reduced risk of Parkinson's disease. That's good. Coffee also improves memory and reduces depression. Why does coffee reduce depression? Number one, it increases energy. Depression's kind of about lethargy and sitting still. If you drink a bunch of coffee, it's hard to sit still. You're much more likely to go outside to do things. Coffee also increases dopamine or dopamine activity, and that help improve mood and reduce depression. So I like coffee and I like caffeine. Coffee is also the of antioxidants in the human diet. Why? Because a lot of people drink coffee and coffee is rich in polyphenols. Polyphenols are plant nutrients that are great for the brain. Now, specifically for coffee, for mushroom replacement coffee, I think it's great. I think anything you can do to get more mushrooms in your diet is a really, really good idea. My favorite coffee replacement is a lion's mane coffee replacement. It's called Omyum. Omyum. Listen to the ingredients in this coffee replacement. And by the way, it tastes amazing. Organic cacao powder, organic lion's mane, organic reishi, organic chaga. All of those are healthy mushrooms. Organic cordyceps, another mushroom, L-theanine, organic ashwagandha, organic maca, organic Ceylon cinnamon, organic curcumin. Curcumin's great for the brain. It reduces inflammation in the brain and it reduces the accumulation of plaque in the brain. Pink Himalayan sea salt, stevia extract, black fruit pepper. They added black fruit pepper to increase the absorption of curcumin. This is a really great, thoughtful, well put together coffee replacement. I like this. I add it to my coffee. I add it to my smoothies. I add it to my morning man, which is really great. And so, yes, I like mushroom coffee replacements. And I think this one's a really great. If you want a really good price, there's a link below my profile. If you scroll down to Omyum Lion's Mane coffee replacement. This one's really delicious. All right. Other questions? Sarape, you want that coffee. So it's called Omyum, and you can get it the link below my profile. By the way, I have a lot of free resources for you. So if you got to go early, or if you want to check out some of the resources I mentioned, I have free ebooks for you. I have a free mass class, and then some of the products that I mentioned, those are available at robertlove.net. Robertlove.net. Those are great. I thought coffee prevents Alzheimer's. I drink mushroom coffee. So coffee is great just for brain health in general, overall health. Coffee also reduces the risk of stroke, which is really interesting to people. People said, how can coffee reduce stroke? Because it increases blood pressure. Well, here's the scoop. So pay attention. It's going to take like 30 seconds to a minute to explain this, but pay really close attention. So coffee temporarily increases blood pressure by tightening the blood vessels. It's called vasoconstriction. So think of your blood vessels like a garden hose. Coffee does this, or caffeine does this. It shrinks your blood vessels, which increases the pressure, but it does this temporarily. After this, it relaxes. So it kind of like exercises your blood vessels. And if you do this regularly, coffee temporarily creates an increase in blood pressure, but then it relaxes, it reduces. This exercising of the blood vessels, I believe, this is my theory, helps reduce the risk of stroke by exercising the blood vessels. So people say coffee's bad for blood pressure. Yes, if you look at it in a very, very short time span. But if you drink coffee regularly, you'll see that coffee can actually lower blood pressure if you're not abusing it. So if someone drinks 10 cups of coffee a day, they drink it as soon as they wake up and as soon as they go to bed. By the way, I'll tell you the ideal time to drink coffee in just a moment. But if you don't drink coffee all day long, if you drink 2 to 4 cups a day, that's great for blood pressure. That's great for reducing the risk of stroke. And that's great for overall health and brain health. Now, here's when you want to drink coffee. After waking up, wait minimum 90 minutes, ideally 2 hours before bed. Why? Because you want to give your natural body rhythm a chance to wake up. So when you first wake up, your cortisol is high. This is to help actually wake you up naturally. And your body is clearing something called adenosine from the synapse. Adenosine actually creates fatigue. Coffee or caffeine blocks adenosine, which is why it helps make us more awake and alert and prevents us from falling asleep. But if you drink caffeine too early, that stops the natural waking up process, and then it's more likely to create a crash later. Does that make sense? Give me a roar if that makes sense. So caffeine too early increases the likelihood of an afternoon energy crash. So wait minimum 90 minutes, ideally 2 hours after waking up before drinking caffeine, and that will make the caffeine more effective. It will reduce the afternoon crash, and you'll feel better in general. Does that make sense? All right. Kayak, I don't know what you asked. Does that include my lion's mane supplement? My lion's mane supplement, you want to eat mushrooms is what I was talking about specifically. Okay, we got some roars. Joette, I had no idea. Yeah, isn't that interesting? So you want to drink coffee at a specific time. You want to let your body naturally wake you up. Okay, Mary says that's terrific. We got Instagram. I had weird dreams since I started doing microdosing. Well, I don't know what's with there. By the way, a lot of people report vivid dreams with lion's mane. Anyone getting vivid dreams with lion's mane? I get that with my lion's mane a lot. Like I have adventures in my dreams. If you're getting really strange dreams, I invite you to talk to a professional about that. Our dreams are an opportunity for our subconscious mind to communicate ideas to us. And if you're constantly getting nightmares, repeated dreams, or dreams that are really disturbing to you, I recommend talking to a therapist or someone who specializes in this about that, because there might be something unresolved from your past that your dreams are trying to communicate to you. Janice has got it. 2 hours. Exactly, Janice. Happy Herbal, great. Oh, yes, by the way, you want to stop drinking coffee approximately 8 to 12 hours before you go to bed, or 2 p.m. 2 p.m. is a good cutoff to stop drinking caffeine. You can drink decaf in the afternoon. By the way, who likes matcha? Matcha is just amazing. Facebook friends, I bet you know matcha. One of my first viral videos on Facebook was about matcha. So green tea, a research of Japan shows that 2 servings, 2 cups of green tea a day reduces the risk of Alzheimer's, or reduces symptoms of by approximately 43%. Matcha is like green tea on steroids. So matcha is 10 times the antioxidants of green tea. So if I could only drink matcha, green tea, or coffee, I would choose matcha for health reasons, not for taste reasons. I frankly don't like the taste of matcha. I would drink coffee for taste reasons because I like to add a bunch of stuff to it. But here's what I add to my matcha. I like adding this, the lion's mane coffee replacement, to the matcha. It makes it taste so much more palatable. It's so much easier. Mary, you drink a lot of matcha. That's great. So matcha is just rich in antioxidants. It's got some caffeine in it. So matcha is like the whole green tea leaf ground up. It's just terrific for your brain. All right, let me get some questions here. Hang Tang, matcha is great. So a bunch of y'all are loving matcha here. Bateman, I love matcha. Fantastic. All right, so let me know, what questions do you have? How do I make it according to package? Janice, so this, just add 1 tablespoon. And matcha, generally speaking, I like to add about a half tablespoon. But some people, that's too much. You can do like a teaspoon, which is about 1/3 of a tablespoon. I would do at least a teaspoon per cup. Where can I get some lion's mane? User 515. So I have a great lion's mane supplement. So first, let me tell you what to look for in a great supplement, and then I'll tell you about my lion's mane supplement. Because if you don't want to get mine, that's fine, but I want you to know what to look for in a great supplement. So first thing you want to look for in any great supplement is third-party tested. What does that mean? That means an independent company has evaluated the supplement, has analyzed it with their, machines, with their, beakers and test tubes and so forth to test it for quality and safety. This is really, really important. The supplement industry is not regulated by the FDA. And thank goodness, because we probably wouldn't have any supplements because the FDA would say, no, these aren't big pharma. I don't want them. So it's incumbent upon the supplement manufacturer to show you, the consumer, that their supplement is third-party tested or lab tested is the best way to do that. So whatever supplement you get, please get third-party tested or lab tested. That's important. Next, you want GMP certified. That stands for Good Manufacturing Practices. That's a standard in the supplement industry for quality. And lastly, you want a money-back guarantee. Who's gotten a supplement that hasn't worked for you, that you wanted to return? I certainly have. Amazon used to be really good with returns, and now I'm buying and testing supplements. I'm testing supplements pretty regularly to see what works. And I've now been getting Amazon saying you can't return this; it's already been opened. Well, that kind of stinks, because if it doesn't work, I'd like to be able to return it. So whatever supplement you get, you want a money-back guarantee. This makes sure that you can get your investment back. So with that in mind, I have a great Lion's Mane supplement for you that is third-party tested, GMP certified, and comes with a 6-month money-back guarantee, 180-day money-back guarantee. It is called Roar Lion's Mane, and it's not just Lion's Mane. It's a mixture of 10 medicinal mushrooms that are great for the brain, are great for sleep, are great for relaxation, reduce stress, and good for memory and brain health. And you can get this at roarlionsmane.com, roarlionsmane.com, or you can get it linked below my profile. Facebook, I don't think there's a link there, but go to roarlionsmane.com. And right now we have a great deal. It's buy one, get 3 free. If you upgrade to the larger package, you get free shipping and free international shipping. If you're anywhere around the world that can receive supplements, I can get you free international shipping if you get the larger batch. So roarlionsmane.com. And that's that. If you don't want to get that, so when you calculate it, it's about 50 cents a day, which is amazing. My favorite benefit of this is that it improves sleep. By the way, if you're taking my Lion's Mane supplement, would you put something in the chat so that way people can know the benefits? So one of the benefits of this is great sleep. And sleep is so important for your brain health. Sleep is so important for your quality of life. So I love that about this. I struggled with sleep for years, and this has greatly helped improve the quality of my sleep. If you don't, it's called Life Cykel. Life, then Cykel. That one's about twice as expensive as mine. I used that one for years. That one's pretty good. Storm says, I'm taking your Lion's Mane heart. Thank you. Fabulous sleep with Roar. Thank you, buddy boys. I so appreciate it. Blue, that's a great deal. Thank you so much. Factual Reset, it's not a huge dose of Lion's Mane, but it's a good amount to get the benefits. Have you tried my Lion's Mane? By the way, here's my promise to you. So it's 100% money back guarantee. If you don't like it for any reason, let me know. I will refund you. And I will put my Lion's Mane to the test against any other Lion's Mane. So take mine and take whatever else you want to take. It can be more expensive than mine. It can be twice the price of mine. If you don't like mine better, I will refund your money. That's how strongly I believe in this. And that's because of my own experience and the experience that I've heard from other people. Awesome, Gapatus. Fantastic. Ortega says, do vivid dreams with Roar Lion's Mane mean good sleep? Hopefully. Factual Reset, what's your question? I will do my best to answer it. Fantastic, Storm. Can you recommend take if you are allergic to mushrooms? So really good question. If you're allergic to mushrooms, I don't recommend eating mushrooms. I don't recommend mushroom supplements. I don't know a good substitute for mushrooms. Let me find out. What are healthy substitutes for mushrooms if allergic? If you're allergic to mushrooms, I'm really sorry. I think mushrooms are just nature's medicine. I think they're great. These looks like substitutes for cooking. It says tofu, which I don't recommend because that's soy. Tempeh, which is also soy, but that's fermented soy, so that's better. So tempeh is fermented soy. That's okay. Zucchini, onions, eggplant, sun-dried tomatoes, squash, artichoke hearts. So I'm sorry, I don't have a recommendation for people who are allergic to mushrooms. I'd recommend more vegetables. That's probably a good idea. Awesome, Mary. You are going to love it. Rachel, what herbs are good to help your taste buds come back? So, Rachel, if you want to get your taste buds back, I'd recommend reducing the amount of sugar that you eat. Sugar especially processed sugar, overstimulates our taste buds. Who's gone off of sugar and noticed how flavorful fruit is, right? And so, if you don't eat sugar, but then you eat fruit, it's oh my gosh, fruit is so flavorful. So, if you really want to get your taste buds back, I'd stop eating refined sugar and stop drinking super hot liquids and give your taste buds a chance to recover. Your tongue can really regenerate very quickly. Your tongue and then the lining of your stomach can regenerate and replace themselves very quickly. And so if you stop burning your tongue and you stop overstimulating your tongue with a lot of sugar and really spicy food and really hot liquids, that can help recover. All right. Let's see what questions we got going on here. Buddy Bush, should I take your lion's mane every night? So I take my lion's mane 6 nights a week. I take at least one day off. I also take melatonin. I'll show you the melatonin I take. It's called Carlisle. This is a sublingual melatonin. I take this 6 nights a week. Why six instead of seven? Because I want to know that I can fall asleep without taking any supplements. And this is I take at least one day off of pretty much all my supplements once a week. I do take Morning Man every day, and I think I take Omyum every day. That's part of my morning ritual. But I don't take pills every day. And I do that because I want my body to reset. I want to go without them for a certain period of time to show that my body and brain can throw them. So that's what I do. That's not necessarily what's best for you. So I take it 6 nights a week. You can take it seven if you like, but I think it's a good idea to take a night off every once in a while. Good question. Does lion's mane boost immune function? Yes, it does. Leah PF 444. So, how does lion's mane improve immune function? It does this by lowering inflammation. So, one, inflammation is one of the primary causes of Alzheimer's disease, and inflammation is associated with increases in lots of chronic diseases. Heart disease, stroke, inflammation increases the risk of these chronic diseases. So, by lowering inflammation, it not only improves the immune system, it also reduces the risk of these other chronic diseases. So, yes, lion's mane is great for the immune system in that way. So, Debbie, Host Defense is good. I like that company. I've used them for a while. What I'd recommend doing, try Host Defense and try my lion's mane, see which one you like better. My lion's mane is almost certainly less expensive than Host Defense. And so, listen, I'm not saying buy mine blindly. I'm saying buy mine knowing that you can return it and try it against any other lion's mane. I guarantee that this is going to help your sleep better than the other ones. If not, I'm happy to refund your money. And mine is also more affordable than most of them because I went to 33 different supplement companies. And what I found is the best quality product at the best price. So give mine a try and compare it to whatever other lion's mane you want to try it against. And if mine isn't better, let me know. I'm happy to refund your money. And that's the best I can do for you, right? You can try it 100% risk free. Um, and I'm happy to help. How do you lionsmane.com? Okay, just arriving, please put your first name and where you're from in the chat. And then I'd love to answer your questions about health, wellness, neuroscience, reducing the risk of Alzheimer's disease, and whatever else I can help with. So Kita Girl says Reish mushroom coffee. I've not taken Reish mushroom coffee. I am very biased in my mushroom coffee because one of my sponsors for the show is this mushroom coffee, Omyum, which is organic ingredients, tastes amazing. Is I take it every day in my smoothies and in my morning coffee. So I really like this. And so I'd recommend they come with a money back guarantee. So buy Reish mushroom and buy this, see which one you like better. If you don't like this one better, ask for your money back. So that's the best I can offer you, Kita Girl. So all the products that I promote, that I support, I take them myself and they come with a money back guarantee. So if for whatever reason you don't like, if this doesn't work for you, if you don't like the taste, or if you like Reish mushroom better, ask for your money back. I want you to get what works best for you. I want you to get the best quality products that work for you. This is turning a bit into a sales pitch. I want to be more informational. But same thing with my lion's mane. If my lion's mane doesn't work for you, something else works for you. I want you to use the products that are best for you. Okay, we got Debbie's from Dayton, Texas. Really, I didn't know there was a Dayton, Texas. How interesting. I know there's a Dayton, Ohio. How are we doing on Instagram? What Time of morning do you drink Omnium? Joetta, I drink Omnium, which is the Lion's Mane coffee replacement. I drink it in my morning man, which I drink 2 hours after waking, and then I'll put it in my morning coffee. So I drink it about 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. Gemma, Facebook said I had to request to join, yet I see you live. TikTok is much clearer with audio. Facebook said I need invite. Really? Facebook, how is the audio, by the way? This is my first time doing Facebook Live, and I'm using a phone that I had from a couple years ago. So Facebook, I'd love to know how this is. Thank you for telling me, Gemma. I want to provide the best experience possible. Hang Tang, you can take lion's mane before sleep, correct? Yes, specifically, you can take my lion's mane because it's got lion's mane, reishi, and other mushrooms that facilitate relaxation and healthy sleep. Some people take a lion's mane and it upsets their stomach. The line from Nootropics Depot, by the way, I like that company. I gave some lion's mane to my dad from that company. This was a year or two ago, and he said, "It upset my stomach. I don't want to try it again." Thank you, Evelyn. I appreciate that. So this one is really gentle on your stomach. Whatever lion's mane you're taking, if it's gentle on your stomach, it can be really good for sleep. But just make sure you don't take something that upsets your stomach before sleep. That won't help you sleep. Rabbit 2172. Can you tell us about aniracetam and other products you've spoken about before? I can talk to you about aniracetam. So aniracetam is just great. So aniracetam is a former pharmaceutical drug. I'm going to spell this for you. ANIRACETAM. Aniracetam. I learned about this from Dave Asprey. I've been taking it on and off for about 5 years. Aniracetam is shown in double-blind, placebo-controlled studies out of Italy to reduce memory deficits of Alzheimer's and improve behavior in those with Alzheimer's patients. And so my reading of the research is that aniracetam is very, very safe. Every study shows it's very safe with minimal side effects. It's very high safety profile. And aniracetam improves memory in healthy adults, and aniracetam improves memory in adults with early stage Alzheimer's disease. It does this in a variety of ways. Number one, it increases acetylcholine activity. Acetylcholine is what I call the master molecule of memory. It is a neurotransmitter involved in the hippocampus, the memory center of your brain. And this is involved in making new memories. And so this is very, very important. Interesting side note, people who take drugs that block acetylcholine, drugs that reduce acetylcholine, if you take a drug that reduces acetylcholine for 6 months or more, that increases your risk of Alzheimer's disease by 40%. Let me say that again. People who take a drug that reduces acetylcholine activity, that's a neurotransmitter involved in memory, people who take drugs that reduce acetylcholine have a 40% increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. And this was in a journal, I think, about bladder control, because a lot of drugs that are bladder control drugs block acetylcholine. So if you're taking a prescription drug, it's a really good idea to ask your doctor and pharmacist, does this drug affect acetylcholine, and how so? If it does, you can ask, is there impact your memory? Privately, he was taking a drug for tremors that impact memory, and he didn't know this. And I was looking at his drugs he was taking. I said, hey, this drug is hurting your memory. You want to talk to your neurologist, see if you can get a different drug that's not going to negatively impact your memory. I think this is causing some of the problems. So whatever pharmaceutical drugs you are taking, it's a really good idea to go to your doctor and or pharmacist and say, tell me, do any of these drugs negatively impact memory? Do any of these drugs negatively impact acetylcholine? Are there safe, effective alternatives I can take that will protect my memory? Make sense? Who's going to go visit the doctor, pharmacist, and make sure you're taking drugs that don't hurt your brain? Let me know in the chat. Put a comment in the chat. I'd love to know who's in on this. This is very, very important. By the way, catching this now rather than 6 months or a year from now can make a huge difference to your mental health, to your brain health, to your memory, to your risk of Alzheimer's disease. Second, so aniracetam increases acetylcholine activity. Aniracetam also helps with anxiety, depression. That's really cool. It improves my mood. I like to take it before I go out and socialize because I feel really good. It also increases brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF. This is great because BDNF helps grow new brain cells and new neural connections. So I really like brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Joetta, what we got? It's sad that doctors know this, but anyway, yes, I know. And to be fair, I specialize in helping people prevent Alzheimer's disease with science. So I know about this. This is what I know. A lot of medical doctors know a lot of stuff I don't know. I was dating a medical doctor and she was, using all this anatomy. I'm like, look, I don't know what that bone's called. I don't know what that thing's called. I know about the brain and things that affect the brain and affect memory. So training for a medical doctor is not training for optimal health, right? Medical school is about knowing fancy words, and it's about working in this system that is about healing disease. It's about stopping disease and treating symptoms. It's not about preventing disease, right? So doctors are giving very little training for diet. So they don't know about diet. They'll say eat a healthy diet, but they don't know why it's important. And doctors are trained primarily to prescribe drugs rather than to give a prescription of go home and eat broccoli and go exercise. It'd be great if a medical doctor said, hey, you're overweight, you're obese, you're not sleeping well. Here's my prescription. I want you sleeping 8 hours a night. I want you eating one additional serving of vegetables every day. I want you eating mushrooms twice a week. And I want you exercising 30 minutes a day, 3 times a week. That's my prescription for you. That would be great. And a lot of people go to the doctor and don't want that. They want a pill. A lot of people want a pill. When I go to a doctor, I frankly want a pill. I said, look, I don't need your help being optimally healthy. So for example, when I went to the doctor recently, I wanted metformin. Metformin is a prescription drug for type 2 diabetes that's also a longevity drug. And they were trying to talk me out of it. They said, well, you're not type 2 diabetic. This isn't appropriate for you. I said, look, I've read the research. Metformin is a great longevity drug. It lowers blood sugar. That's healthy. It improves mitochondrial function. That's healthy. It's extremely safe. It's non-addictive. And I would like this. I want this for longevity. And so I had to fight with my doctor to give me a pill that I actually didn't need, but that I wanted for health and longevity. By the way, I'm not recommending that you get metformin. Talk to your medical doctor. It is a prescription drug. But most people go to the doctor because they want pills. And so that's what doctors give. Rarely do they give prevention. And that's just the system we have. And so appreciative of the doctors that are helpful. I'm not appreciative of the doctors that are incompetent. Sadly, a lot of them are incompetent and won't say so. I love it when a doctor says, I don't know. That's my favorite thing from a doctor because that's the most honest thing they can say. Oftentimes, I'll show them data. These are doctors that I'll see. I'll show them data and they're like unimpressed. I'm like, look, this is what you want to know. This is the important data. And I want you to use this in diagnosing me and other people. All right, so that's my rant on doctors. I don't want to be too unkind to that profession. I appreciate the healers in our society, and I appreciate that they can actually help with broken bones. That's really, really important. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. Peeping Jane, I don't know what that is. Can teenagers take lion's mane? So I would love to say yes. And we don't have data on children or lion's mane or really many supplements. Many supplements could be healthy for children. Many supplements could be healthy for teenagers. There aren't a whole lot of parents volunteering their children for double-blind, placebo-controlled studies on lion's mane, on magnesium, on any of these supplements, even though they're likely healthy and safe. And so I can't point to any data. It's KMA. I can't point to any data and say, yes, lion's mane is safe for teenagers. My guess is it's likely safe, but there's no data to support that. So I can't say yes or no. This is a decision that you need to make with your teenager and with your doctor. If you have a teenager who's having behavioral problems, troubles in school, troubles learning, here's my recommendation. First is behavioral. Get them lots of exercise throughout the day. If I had a child with ADHD, I would get a prescription from a medical doctor that says Robert Jr., or in this case, I'm already junior, Robert III is allowed to go outside once every hour for 10 minutes and run around. I want that prescription that says my kid can leave class every hour and go outside. I do that as an adult. I'll sit at my computer, I'll work for an hour, go outside for 10 minutes. That helps me work, right? If I need that, I'm 40. If I need that at 40, you better believe children need that as teenagers. So getting them outside for exercise. Number 2, I'd get my kid enrolled in competitive sports that they're playing every day. So that way, 2 hours of structured exercise. That's really important. Number 3, really good sleep. Number four, I take their phone away. I know this is going to be unpopular with your kids. They'll thank me when they're 25 and they're not idiots. I know very successful, very wealthy parents with kids that they said that they're concerned about their attention span. They said, my kid's an idiot. I said, what happened? They said, I gave them a phone and their attention span went down the tubes. I said, well, why don't you take it away from them? Well, all their friends have it. I don't want them to be a social outcast. Okay, well, they can be a social outcast now, or they can be an idiot for the rest of their lives. I think idiots actually being generous. I think I'm concerned about the attention span of 25-year-olds in a couple of years. Like I'm going to be going to a dry cleaner or I'm going to go somewhere and I'm going to interact with a 25-year-old at a job and they're either going to be on their phone or zero attention span. And the quality of work and the quality of our economy is going to go into the toilet because no one who's Gen Z is going to have any attention span because they lost it in their developmental years on their phones. So, I would say if you're a teenager, take their phone away from them immediately and say, look, this is for your own good. By the way, controversial issue here. If you have a teenage boy, I would take away their phone and say, look, I'm doing this for your own good. Teenagers who watch pornography are more likely to get erectile dysfunction. So tell your teenage son, if you watch pornography, you're much less likely to have sex later in life. If you want to have a good sex life, get off pornography immediately. It's destroying the circuits in their brains. I know women 22, 23, 24, 25, they're friends of mine, and they'll tell me, guys my age, guys in their early 20s have erectile dysfunction. They have trouble getting aroused with a normal woman their age. Why? Because they've been watching porn since they've been 12. It's fried their circuits. It's a really bad idea. And I'm mad at the regulation that we allow children to access pornography. But we don't allow them to access cigarettes. We don't allow them to access alcohol. We do allow them to access pornography. That's a problem. I'm not happy with that. So you, the parent, please get the phones away from the young men if you want your children to have a healthy sex life. This is really, really important. All right, I'm done ranting against that. But get the phones away from them by all means. Goodness gracious. Okay, we got Heather TP. She says, yep, I'm a teacher. I see major attention issues. Yeah, it's a huge problem, right? Oh my gosh, such a problem. Okay, so Ashley is asking how much aniracetam to take a day. So those of you just joining us, aniracetam is a pharmaceutical drug. It's legal in the United States without a prescription. So it's, to put it in technical terms, it's an unscheduled drug. So scheduled drugs are ones that are controlled by the FDA. This one is not controlled. The FDA is not looking at it. You just can't make claims about it. But anyway, so it's legal to buy, it's legal to sell, it's legal to possess. It's difficult in other countries. In Europe, aniracetam is a prescription drug for Alzheimer's disease and other memory issues. So if you are in the United States, Canada is a little bit different. Canada is a little bit difficult to get a hold of. You can buy it in Canada, but I don't think you can ship it across lines. So if you're taking aniracetam, you can start with a low dose, like 500 milligrams. 750 is about the normal dose. 1500 is the maximum dose. 1500 milligrams a day is the max dose of aniracetam. If you're going to take aniracetam, I recommend taking with it. Number one is fish oil. Your brain outside of water is primarily fat. And if you want a healthy memory and a healthy brain, you want to eat healthy fats. Fish oil is rich in omega-3 fatty acids. That is great for your brain. If you're going to take something that enhances brain function, like aniracetam, really good idea to take some fish oil with it. Number two, with your aniracetam and fish oil, you want to take a B complex vitamin. Why? Research from Dr. David Smith at Oxford shows that people who take a fish oil supplement and a B complex have a 30% reduction, approximately a 30% reduction in the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Let me say that again. Fish oil plus B complex can reduce the risk of Alzheimer's by approximately 30%. Why? B complex, first of all, it lowers homocysteine. Homocysteine is a breakdown of protein. And if your homocysteine levels are high, it shows that your body isn't clearing things effectively. High levels of homocysteine increase the risk of cardiovascular disease and Alzheimer's disease. So B complex vitamins help clear out homocysteine, help regulate and have a healthy level of homocysteine. Number two, B complex vitamins are involved in the making of certain neurotransmitters. And so if you want your brain to have more horsepower, you want to make sure you have adequate levels of B vitamins to make those neurotransmitters. Supplement number three, I like to add with aniracetam is something called alpha GPC. Alpha GPC. This is a precursor to acetylcholine. Why is this so important? Well, as I mentioned earlier, aniracetam increases the level of acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter involved in learning and memory. So this is a precursor to acetylcholine. So this makes it easier for your brain to use acetylcholine. Some people report having a headache from aniracetam, and this can be avoided in part by taking alpha GPC, which is a acetylcholine. So it works synergistically with the aniracetam by making the precursors for that important neurotransmitter. Does that make sense? Give me a roar if that makes sense. That was a whole lot. Yes, buddy boys, alpha GPC. So here's the what's called the stack of supplements to take. Aniracetam, 500 milligrams, max 1500 milligrams. But check with your doctor about this. I'm not a medical doctor. Number two, a B complex vitamin. Number three, fish oil. Number four, alpha GPC. 300 max dose is 1200 milligrams alpha GPC. Salimo, best sleep stack. I want to get a vote here. Yes, alpha GPC is a precursor to acetylcholine. So what next question am I going to answer? I got questions about supplements for sleep. Favorite fish oil brand? I think it's Pure Force omega-3s. Last time I shared this, they sold out on Amazon. I was kind of upset about that because I couldn't buy it for a month. Natural Force Pure Omega. Yes, Salimo. So I really like this Natural Force Pure Omega. It tastes really good. Metformin and berberine they're both great S-Heat. I have not taken semaglutides. Peeping Jane. Yes, buddy boys, that's the dose. I don't know what Mega Red is, Debbie Tyler. Okay, so we can either talk about supplements for sleep or supplements for ADHD. Tell me what you would like to talk about. Please enter your stuff in the chat. Where can you purchase Alpha GPC? You can go to Nootropics Depot. I've been buying stuff from them for years. I just made a purchase for my dad. Nootropicsdepot.com, NOOtropics.com. Okay. Yeah, Winnowmaker, you can alternate aniracetam and huperzine A. Don't take them together. You're likely to get a headache. So Salimo, if you're concerned about fish oil, you can also do krill oil. But if you get a high quality fish oil, it's unlikely to be rancid. Here's how to test if a fish oil is rancid. Take the capsule and bite into it. If it tastes terrible, it's rancid. So I like the liquid because the liquid I can taste it's rancid. Okay, so I got one vote for sleep, one vote for ADHD, another vote for sleep. Supplements for energy, user 515. That was not on the list. All right, Facebook. There's 20 of you. Tell me what you'd like to talk about next. We got sleep. Yes, hello, Norma. Lion's Mane and L-tyrosine is a great mix for the day. Ibanette wants to talk about sleep. Spinoche wants to talk about sleep. M. Blossoms wants both. You are greedy. I say that in a good way. Tony Robbins has got this great thing. Who's seen Tony Robbins live? He's great. I saw him. Actually, I did see him live once. But I've attended his virtual events. He'll say, who of you wants to improve your health? People say, I. Who wants to improve sleep? Say I. I. Who wants to improve their relationship? Say I. I. Who wants to make more money? Say I. I. Who wants a better sex life? Say I. He'll say, you greedy bastards, right? Because he's just listed all these things we all want more of. He's like, actually, I'm going to help you with all those things. And here's why. And then he helps you, get something in your life straight that helps all these things. Okay, we got vote for ADHD, sleep, sleep, sleep. I don't know what seal oil is, Danny Miller. Sleep, ADHD, sleep supplements. Okay, so it looks Facebook, you really haven't voted here. So it looks like sleep supplements are winning both. Yeah, Joetta, isn't he great live? Then let's check on. All right, so sleep supplements it is. So here's what I take for sleep. First, I would recommend a magnesium supplement. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, the USDA, approximately 70%, 7 out of 10 Americans are not eating enough magnesium rich foods. That means 7 out of 10 of us right here are deficient in magnesium, likely deficient in magnesium. And magnesium is really important. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic processes in your body that affect energy, the immune system, brain health, sleep, muscle relaxation, stress management, on and on. In fact, some of the early research in the 1980s on the brains of people with Alzheimer's disease found that in dissections of Alzheimer's brains versus healthy brains, the Alzheimer's brains were deficient in magnesium. So magnesium deficiency was thought to be an early risk factor for Alzheimer's disease. I believe that's still the case because magnesium is so important. So a deficiency in magnesium increases the risk of all kinds of problems, including Alzheimer's disease, based upon the research, and magnesium is involved in sleep. And so if you're deficient in magnesium, a magnesium supplement can be helpful for your overall health, for your brain health, and for your sleep. First, I recommend avoiding magnesium citrate and magnesium oxide unless you want to have disaster pants. Unless you want to poop your pants, avoid those supplements because they're hard to absorb and they can upset the stomach. The magnesium I recommend for most people, check with your doctor first, is magnesium glycinate or bisglycinate or biglycinate. Same thing. This is very safe. It's bioavailable. It's easily absorbed by the body, and it's very inexpensive. So I'd recommend there. I also like to add magnesium to my water. This is the supplement I like. I don't have a relationship with this company, though I'd be happy to sponsor the show. It's Trace Minerals. I add this to my water. It's actually in my water right now. Go Bengals. So magnesium glycinate or magnesium threonate is something I'd recommend in the sleep supplement stack. I'd recommend that for anyone who wants optimal health and anyone who's not eating a ton of leafy greens, which is rich in magnesium. Almonds also have magnesium. And so I'd start there. Very, very safe, very effective, very few side effects. Next, I recommend a lion's mane supplement. I recommend this because I've had such a great benefit of lion's mane. I've been taking lion's mane for sleep for years. I've had sleep trouble a lot of my life, in part because of my ADHD and my levels of energy and my inconsistency in my sleep time and my daily anxiety. Anyone else have daily anxiety? Anybody else have ADHD? Give me a roar. Give me a like. Let me know in the chat. I find I just really want to be active during the day. And if I don't accomplish a bunch, I just feel stress in my body. And that impairs my ability to relax and fall asleep. And I've had sleep trouble for years. Taking lion's mane, and I started with Life Cycle lion's mane, which is a high quality, expensive lion's mane. I started doing that a couple years ago. I noticed better sleep and I noticed vivid dreams. That was really cool. And then about a year ago, I started taking this supplement, Roar Lion's Mane. It wasn't called Roar Lion's Mane then. I just called it Dr. Love's Lion's Mane. This really helped me sleep. This is a mixture of 10 medicinal mushrooms that work synergistically to promote relaxation, better sleep, and optimal brain health. So I really like this in my sleep stack. If you don't want to buy Roar Lion's Mane, you can get Life Cycle Lion's Mane. It's about twice as expensive, or another Lion's Mane. Lion's Mane is a great supplement for your sleep stack. If you're taking Roar Lion's Mane, would you put something in the chat? Let people know what you think about it. You can get at roarlionsmane.com. The other lion's mane that I was taking is Life Cycle Lion's Mane, and that's a liquid lion's mane. Next, my favorites, and then this is controversial. Not everyone likes this. Dr. Andrew Huberman, neuroscientist. I like him a lot. I don't agree with everything he says. By the way, I don't agree with everything I say. I'll look at stuff I said 2 months ago, and I'll say, you know what? That's now no longer true. Science changes, and I'm a scientist. And if you are a scientist or scientifically minded, we need to be subservient to the data. And so if I say something and that proves to be wrong in the future based upon the data, it's important that I correct my position. So in 10 years, if it shows lion's mane actually hurts sleep, that's the correct position, right? I don't think the data will show that, but I'm subservient to the data and to the science, not to a dogma or a position. Does that make sense? So, so I don't agree with everything Andrew Huberman says. I don't agree with everything anybody says, but I think he's wrong about this. And here's why: because the data are very, very clear on melatonin. Melatonin is very, very safe for adults. He said, don't give it to children. I think he's right. Why? Melatonin is a hormone. Melatonin is kind of like serotonin. It's the flip side of serotonin. Serotonin during the day, melatonin at night. Here's some of the benefits of melatonin. First, it promotes good sleep. Second of all, it has anti-cancer properties. One of the reasons I think cancer rates are up in the world is that because we have all these bright lights. I mean, I'm doing this myself. I got an overhead light. What time is it? It's 11 at night. I got an overhead light. I got 1, 2, 3. I got 4 screens looking at me. They're stimulating my eyes. This reduces my production of melatonin. We make melatonin in the dark. And so a lot of us, it'd be really smart to use candles at night after sunset and reduce our exposure to screens. That would help protect our natural melatonin cycles. Does that make sense? And so because we have so much unnatural bright light at night, that reduces our internal melatonin, or what's called endogenous melatonin, if you want to get fancy about it. Melatonin has anti-cancer properties inside your body. And so because we have lower levels of melatonin because of the bright light at night, I believe that increases, I believe that is one of the contributing factors to increases in cancer. There's a variety of factors: heavy metals, pesticides in food, poor quality sleep, lots of stress, poor quality food, on, right? But I think melatonin's a big one. So I like melatonin. I like it for sleep, and I like it for its anti-cancer properties. By the way, if someone's on chemotherapy, doctors will often prescribe very, very high doses, 30 milligrams a day for melatonin for people on chemotherapy. Why? One, melatonin has anti-cancer properties. Number two, melatonin, it reduces the negative side effects of chemo. So two main benefits for cancer. So I take melatonin 6 nights a week. I try not to take anything 7 days a week because I don't want to become dependent on anything. So melatonin, very safe, reduces cancer in the body, good for reducing side effects of chemotherapy. And one of the concerns is that taking melatonin will reduce internal melatonin or endogenous melatonin. So the concern is, if I take melatonin every day for a month, is my body going to stop making melatonin? That is a very reasonable concern. The data show no. What they'll do is they'll test someone's urine, and in the urine, you can tell endogenous melatonin versus external or exogenous melatonin. And what they find is that taking melatonin does not affect endogenous melatonin. So taking melatonin supplements does not, according to the research, negatively impact your internally made melatonin. So this does not stop you from making melatonin. So for these reasons, I really like melatonin. It's very safe. It's very hard to overdose on it. It's got anti-cancer properties, and it helps regulate sleep. If you travel, this is really, really great. Nelly asked a question. Besides being gay, how sick are you? Great question. I don't have an answer for you, but that's very, very funny. All right. So melatonin. Questions about melatonin. Milligram for melatonin. So if you want to sleep from, if you want just want it for sleep, 2.5 milligrams will be enough for sleep. If you want the most melatonin supplements are about 5 milligrams of sleep, 5 milligrams. This one's high. This one's 12. And I like that for the anti-cancer properties. I don't need that much for sleep, but this is a good dose. And I've taken twice this amount. I've had like crazy dreams, like nightmares from that. So I don't recommend doing that. So Janice, the brand is Carlisle. I do not have a relationship with this company. I've taken this one for years. So I like Carlisle. Okay. Thank you, Salimo. I appreciate that. Okay, so questions about sleep supplements. So those are three that I really like that I use on a regular basis. Number one, magnesium glycinate specifically. Number two, lion's mane, and then lion's mane or another mushroom complex has lion's mane, rechalk, and so forth. I really like that. And then number three, I like a melatonin. You don't need to do a melatonin. Get my blue blockers on. Great point. Is it time yet? No, I'm trying to be in bed by 1:30, so I don't want to put these on, but these are great. So these are blue blocker glasses. These help protect your body's melatonin, internal melatonin. Why? By blocking the light coming from the outside. And so that way my melatonin cycle or production isn't disturbed. Yes, Kelly. So what kind of candles do you want? So you're right about the, gosh, what are those candles called? They're not propane, something with a P. What are regular candles made of? It's paraffin. So you don't want paraffin wax. You want like beeswax. Beeswax candles are great. They are expensive. I get that. They're so expensive. Like a couple of years ago, I tried to make my own beeswax candles. I bought like the wick. Anyone else try to make candles to try to save money? I like got a big wick that I would like cut with a scissors, and then I'd melt the wax and try to like pour that into a mold to save money. So beeswax candles are expensive, but those are much better for you than the paraffin. So paraffin candles, which are what most candles are made from petroleum products. You don't want to breathe that smoke. You're absolutely right, Kelly. Glycinate dosage. Great question, Janice. So the recommended daily allowance, the RDA for magnesium, is 320 milligrams for women, 420 milligrams for men. I take approximately twice that, but take the right amount for you. I don't know what the right amount is for you. Soy wax, coconut wax. I didn't know there was coconut wax. Yeah, rechargeable batteries and battery operated candles. Those are great. Yeah, I really like those for Burning Man because I can travel with those, but I'm not concerned about knocking them over. Great point. A calorie deficit diet. So username 9076. I'm going to get to that in a little bit later if we have time. But right now I want to answer questions about sleep supplements. Minnie Mouse. I take melatonin with valerian root and lion's mane. I sleep like the dead. Good. I'm so glad. Jane, I lagged when saying the most interesting part. What was that? I will say it again. You are so welcome, Jennifer. Oh, repeat what I said about melatonin and natural production. So what they did was they measured endogenous melatonin, internally made melatonin, and they measured that in the urine. And then they gave people melatonin supplements. And then what they found was taking a melatonin supplement did not affect internal melatonin. So the concern is if I take a bunch of melatonin, am I going to stop making it? Great question. The answer, as we know it right now, is no. It is not going to negatively impact your internal production of melatonin. Great question. All right, Salimo. I'll go. The sleep stack again is magnesium glycinate. I take raw lion's mane or a lion's mane supplement and melatonin. Username, I just told you I'm not answering your question about calorie deficits right now. I'm answering questions about sleep supplements. Peeping Jane, I don't know about Wegovy. So I'm just asked a question that I thought was, great question, Widowmaker. So any free websites I like. My favorite resource for health related stuff is Healthline. Who likes Healthline? So I'll search lion's mane benefits Healthline or curcumin benefits Healthline or melatonin in Healthline. And it has a very clearly written article with citations from research about different supplements, about different foods. It's really, really great. Really like it. By the way, melatonin is great for travel. Anybody travel regularly? Melatonin is great for resetting your sleep wake cycle. So when you change time zones, you can take melatonin and you can basically trigger your body to get ready to go to sleep at the right time. If you're just arriving, please put your first name and where you're from in the chat. If you've had a good day so far, if you've enjoyed the live so far, please hit the like, hit the thumbs up, drop a nice comment in here. TikTok, we're really lagging. We only have 1.8 thousand likes. What's going on here? I guess I'm not doing my good song and dance here. And for some reason, there's only 50 of y'all in here. Usually there's like 150. So I don't know, maybe I didn't tell this live too much. Or maybe it's because I got the Facebook people on here. By the way, Facebook, I'm so glad you're here. Now that I know it works with Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, I'm going to try to have all of y'all on. I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can. And then, what brand of blue blockers do I like? Spinoche. So if you really want to invest in blue blockers, I like the Dave Asprey blue blockers. They're called True Dark. I used to do some marketing for that company through another company. So I was related to that company for a while. I like Dave Asprey. I think he does his research. And True Dark glasses, I think are perhaps the best ones. They are expensive. I think they're like $50. Let me look. I had to buy them on sale, and I haven't seen them on sale. True Dark premium glasses, truedark.com. So I'm no longer affiliated with this company. I did some research for them and some marketing for them. And so I know about like blue blockers and how they protect against melanopsin and melatonin. So blue blockers cost, goodness, $82. So on Amazon, these are not as good. You want the darker, the better. So if you want blue blockers for like sleep, get the very darkest. If you want blue blockers just for like watching TV, you can get like the amber ones. You can get reasonable, if you're on a budget, you can get reasonable blue blockers on Amazon, the really dark ones, for like $35. Or geez, these are 17. These look really dark. Retro large blue blocker lens aviator glasses, 60 mm. I don't know what 60 mm means. So the darker, the better, basically. So what I did was I bought like 4 pairs of blue blockers on Amazon, and I kept the ones that I liked best. And I was wearing them at night. I was wearing kind of like mild amber at night. Then I was wearing dark amber right before bed. So those are blue blockers. That's a great thing to do to help protect your sleep-wake cycle. Janice, for sleep, Dr. Ardis suggested ashwagandha. So ashwagandha is what's called an adaptogen. What does that mean? It means it can both increase energy as well as decrease energy. Ashwagandha has been shown to be helpful for sleep as well as stress reduction, and even in some studies to help improve memory. My personal experience with ashwagandha is I did not notice a benefit for sleep. I've talked with Dr. Shannon, who's a functional medicine doctor. We've had her on the show before. She mentioned that she notices that women respond particularly well to ashwagandha. So, and men less so. Now, that doesn't mean men don't experience a benefit, and everyone does. If you're interested, I recommend try some and see if it helps you with your energy, with your mood. If you want to learn more about ashwagandha, you can search Ashwagandha Healthline. That's my favorite free resource, and that can help give you some information that can help you navigate the research and see if ashwagandha is right for you. Check with your medical doctor. It's generally considered pretty safe. And generally speaking, women do better with it than men. Awesome, Peeping Jane. I wish you the best of luck. So Salimo asked a really great question. I think you already know the answer. Will a lot of people develop ADHD because of the attention spans from I'm guessing you're referring to the technology? I think so. If we continue to, like, I was in a park and I saw a baby stroller, and then the baby, or it wasn't a baby, it was like a 2-year-old. They had an iPad in the stroller. Why? Why on earth would you give a kid an iPad in a stroller? Don't you want them looking at nature? Like that's why he took them out on a walk. And this was the nanny. This was not the mother. And I'm thinking, my goodness, you wanted to go outside. The nanny wanted to go outside, and the parents probably wanted the kid outside, and the iPad just keeps them occupied. I was disgusted. I thought, my gosh, and then the kids got the iPad in the car. You don't need to give the iPad in a car. The car's interesting. Just look out the window. There's so much interesting stuff in the window. I'm an adult and I look out the window and I think, this is interesting. What's that business like? And what's this part of town like? And that person's wearing interesting clothes. And oh, there's trees here. Like being in the car and driving around is interesting. Remember going for a drive? If you're like over 50, you remember it used to be a thing. Hey, let's go for a drive. Let's get in the car and drive around and look at stuff, right? Give me a roar if you remember that. That was like a cool thing to do. Now it's let's look at our iPad all day long, and that's terrible. It's really, really a problem. So, so I think so. And I think it's really incumbent upon us to talk to our family and our friends and not let them have iPads or cell phones. I'm dead serious. I mean, the government's not going to regulate it, and I frankly don't want them to. I don't want the government regulating much of anything. The government has shown themselves to not be honest and to be frankly incompetent. I mean, the government's either incompetent, corrupt, or both. I think they're both, right? They're incompetent and corrupt. I don't want them making any decisions for me, right? Um, so this is up to us. This is up to you. This is up to you, your family, your community. So please, your children, if you got teenagers, help educate your family, friends, and your community about the dangers of looking at an iPad or a phone, and set the example. Put your phone away at dinner. I get so annoyed. Anyone else get annoyed with like people who are answering their phones at dinner or looking at their phone or answering their emails at dinner, thinking, what are you doing? The purpose of the phone is to give you more life. It's not to take away your life at dinner. It's just absolutely insane to me. So set the example, use your screens effectively, but not too much. And let's keep them away from our developing children, our developing minds. iPads with kids and Cheeto dust all over them. Yeah, that's no bueno. Thank you, Bumble0218. I so appreciate that. They said, really enjoyed this evening's program. Thank you. Yes, Minnie Mouse. But if you travel, here's what I recommend. When I travel, I have supplements, and I have an eye mask. Let me get my eye mask. So I just got this backpack. I've been traveling a lot on Frontier. No checked baggage to save money. This is great. I'll get like flights for 30, 40, 50 bucks. If you check baggage, it goes up to a really big bag. It's like 50 liters in volume, so I can take a lot with it. And so I have certain stuff in it. And I always have melatonin and a sleep mask. So this is my sleep mask. It's mindful. This is so dark. So I have my eyes open behind this. It's a brightly lit room. I see no light. So this is basically 100% blackout sleep mask. Rich Roll. Who knows Rich Roll? He said he wears this as a sleep mask, and so I got it. I really like this. So I have this always with me. And then I have my melatonin and my Roar Lion's Mane. And I know this will help me sleep. So I have this in my travel bag. So no matter what, I got the things I need for sleep. By the way, I recently went to a business conference in Arizona. I made a terrible mistake. I didn't pack my sleep mask or my melatonin. I had a terrible night's sleep my first night. It was awful. So I fixed that by having that in my bag all the time. By the way, this bag is great. I got it through. This is like a $35 bag. I got this on eBay. Really great. The company is called AOKUR. If you want a really great travel bag that fits in the checked baggage, AOKUR. This is just a black bag on eBay. I actually bought 2 of them. All right. If you're just arriving, please put your first name and where you are from in the chat. And if you have a question about health, wellness, neuroscience, and brain health, I would love to help answer it. And if you're here just for a good time, If you haven't commented yet, please just drop a comment. Be like, this is my first comment. Thank you, Minnie Mouse. So the mask I got on a lot of the stuff is just available on Amazon. What's the mask cost? It's what is that called? Mindfold. Mindfold. I don't have a relationship with the company. A Mindfold's available for 12 bucks, 13 bucks. Is it really bad to look at the screen in pitch darkness? It's bad to look at a screen at night. And so this is not optimal. And so it'd be a really good idea if you're going to go to bed soon to be wearing blue blockers to help protect your body's natural circadian rhythm. Phone's not allowed at my dinner table. Good for you, Leah Pia. That's awesome. Thank you, Peeping Jane. The Wi-Fi is terrible today. I'm sorry about that. How are we doing on Facebook and on Instagram? Is the stream pretty good? Let me know, or let me know if it's been pausing. Kayak says, Roar, my husband and I still go on scenic drives. That's awesome. That's great. All right, so we got a question about red light therapy. What else? What other questions do you have? We also had a question about ADHD supplements. All right, Pet Parent says Instagram's going well. Facebook is good. Thank you. YouTube, y'all do. Okay, we Toya. Oh, hi, Toya. How are you? Sound is wonky on YouTube. Really? I got this great speaker here. It should be good. Hello. This is a really nice speaker. Joe Rogan uses something similar. I try to get the best one. So YouTube should have the best. I got the best camera and the best microphone for YouTube. So I don't know what's up with that. Sorry about that. Victoria, how is YouTube? Is that going all right? Okay. Phone's not allowed on dog walks. Absolutely. Okay, so we got questions about red light therapy and we got questions about ADHD supplements. What would you like me to answer next? Red light therapy or ADHD supplements? Let me know what's going on. Let me know what you would like to hear about most. Just enter that in the chat. We got red light, all caps from Selimo. Selimo, have you been here before? I really appreciate you participating in the chat, but I don't think I've seen you before. Kayak wants to know about red light. We got a bunch of red light. Tab Sings and Spinoche want red light on Instagram. Ibanette wants ADHD supplements. Buddy Boys wants red light. Well, welcome, Salimo. Great to have you back. Lisa wants red light. Ortega wants red light. This is fluoride-free water, by the way. I highly recommend that for your children, especially like infants. Please don't make infant formula with tap water. The infant brain, the blood isn't formed. So fluoride can actually cross the blood-brain barrier in an infant, and that's not a good thing. So breast milk is absolutely the best for infants and developing brains. All right, so I got mostly red light. Facebook, if you have an interest, let me know. Spinoche wants both. Spinoche, did you ask for both again? I have tried Calm Powder from Costco. I think it used to be good. I don't like it anymore. It upsets my stomach now. I don't know if they changed formulas or not. All right, so for red light therapy, I'm not up to date on the research. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to ChatGPT, which is AI. By the way, I have made mistakes in the past by quoting ChatGPT without verifying it. Sometimes it gives incorrect answers. So I'm going to look at ChatGPT, and then I'm going to verify it with another resource. So what are the benefits of red light therapy? Ooh, good. That's a good word. All right, I'm going to read this to you, and then we're going to confirm this with another resource. So red light therapy, also known as low-level light therapy or photobiomodulation. That's a $5 word. Is it $5 or 10-cent word? Photobiomodulation is a non-invasive treatment that uses red light wavelengths to promote healing and reduce pain. Some potential benefits include improved skin health. Red light therapy can reduce the appearance of wrinkles, fine lines, and age spots by promoting collagen production. So it may improve collagen production. Also increase blood flow to the skin. Number two, it may help relieve pain. Red light therapy may alleviate pain and inflammation by reducing oxidative stress, increasing blood flow, and promoting cellular repair. So that's blood flow we've gotten twice. Number three, red light therapy, enhanced muscle recovery. Red light therapy can help improve muscle recovery after exercise by reducing inflammation. We've heard that twice, improving circulation, heard that a number of times, and enhancing cellular energy production. Number four, improved mood. Red light therapy has been shown to help improve mood, reduce symptoms of depression, increasing serotonin and dopamine levels in the brain. That's interesting. Look up. That's very specific. Increasing serotonin and dopamine in the brain. Number five, improved sleep. Red light therapy may help improve sleep quality by regulating circadian rhythms and increasing melatonin production. Melatonin production, that's very interesting. So that might be from serotonin. So serotonin is kind of the precursor to melatonin. So our body takes serotonin and uses that to make melatonin. And so we in one of these earlier bullet points, it says it improves mood by increasing serotonin. If it increases serotonin, it also increases the potential of melatonin. Yes, Miriam, it looks like potentially yes. And number six, increased hair growth. Boy, I could use that, right? I got the reducing hairline here. Increased hair growth. Red light therapy may help stimulate hair growth by increasing blood flow to the scalp and promoting cellular metabolism. Ooh, all these sound good. So I'm going to do, so the right thing to do is then confirm this with other resources. So I'm going to search Healthline and red light therapy. Healthline is my favorite resource, favorite health resource. So this article is entitled Red Light Therapy Benefits on healthline.com. How is red light therapy used? Here are a bunch of bullet points of how red light therapy is used. So I'm just going to run through these and then I'm going to share with you the research. It promotes wound healing and tissue repair. Potential benefits. Promotes wound healing and tissue repair, improves hair growth in people with androgenic alopecia. I think it's male pattern baldness. Help for short-term treatment of carpal tunnel syndrome. That's interesting. That's probably pain in the hands. Stimulates healing of slow healing wounds like diabetic foot ulcers. That's very specific. Reduces psoriasis lesions. So that's a skin thing. Aids with short-term relief of pain and morning stiffness in people with rheumatoid arthritis. So helps with rheumatoid arthritis. That's an inflammation and immune thing. Reduces some of the side effects of cancer treatments. Improves skin complexion and builds collagen to diminish wrinkles. Helps men's sun damage. So both of those are skin things. Helps prevent cold sores. Improves the health of joints. That could be, again, be from inflammation. Helps diminish scars. Again, the skin. Release pain and inflammation. So we're getting multiple times, we're getting inflammation and we're getting skin issues and potentially healing. So how does red light therapy work? It actually does not say. Side effect take. How much does red light therapy cost? Any guesses? If you want to guess, put that in the chat. Insurance does not cover LED light therapy. So you'll pay the full cost up front. So the cost of a single session can range from $25 to $85, depending on where you are. And anestheticians recommend about 10 sessions. So that's $250 to $850. At-home devices can cost anywhere from $25 to $250 or more. Boy, so if you're doing 85 a session, it might be interesting to get your own thing. We're going to look that up next. How it works. LED light therapy has established history of skin uses. Interesting. The U.S. Navy SEALs began using it in the 1990s to help heal wounds quickly and help regenerate damaged muscle tissues. Isn't that interesting? Navy SEALs used this in the 90s. Since then, the treatment has been researched for different situations in aesthetics. So it's mainly known for increased collagen and tissues, which can smooth out skin and reduce age spots, acne, and wrinkles. Risks and side effects. The American Academy of Dermatology deems this procedure safe. Side effects. Call your doctor if you experience increased inflammation or redness. Ooh, these skin pictures are really scary. I had to skip over that. Ugh. A professional LED light therapy will get you the most dramatic results, likely. May also be used in other skin things. There's also blue light therapy. So Healthline kind of just shares the reported benefits. Healthline just shares the reported benefits. It does not share the research. Is there good research to support the use of red therapy? Question mark. Oh, Joetta, you're on here. Well, hi. Hi, Joetta on Facebook. All right. So WebMD, one study found that infrared light therapy cuts osteoarthritis related pain by 50%. It can also help with tendinitis, wrinkles, and other signs of skin aging and skin damage. That's interesting. That's from WebMD, which is a very conservative website. They really don't. I haven't found them very helpful because they're like, well, this could be helpful. Rarely do they report stuff like this. Okay, this is from the Cleveland Clinic, which is similar to the Mayo Clinic. It's a very well-respected medical clinic. Peeping Jane, I'm sorry about the Wi-Fi. I don't know why it does this on TikTok, but not on Instagram or YouTube. I'm not sure. Okay, so regarding red light therapy, to date, there's a lot of ongoing research, publication of small studies, and a much discussion on the internet about the effectiveness of red light therapy. This is on WebMD. Results of some studies show promise, but the full effectiveness of red light therapy has yet to be confirmed. It's believed to be safe. At-home devices are safe and affordable, but they use a lower frequency wavelength than the professional ones, so you may not get the same results. It's also being investigated for chemotherapy and cancer. That's interesting. So there's not a whole lot of data on this. Let me look at Google Scholar. Who knows about Google Scholar? Google Scholar is one of my favorite resources. So it's scholar.google.com. This is great in grad school. I could actually find research faster than my professors. My professors were used to going to the library and like looking up stuff in journals. Google Scholar finds it lickety split. It's super great. So I'll look up red light therapy and see what comes up. So here's an article from 2013 that's cited by 800 people. This is really good. Low-level laser light therapy in skin, stimulating, healing, and restoring. So I'm just going to read this abstract very quickly. So it says the photons are absorbed by the mitochondria in the skin cells. This can affect the electron transport chain, making ATP, blood flow. It might activate stem cells for tissue and skin repair. May help with inflammatory diseases like psoriasis and acne. So basically, this article gives a summary of the data. And so to give you some really good data, I'd have to read this and find a couple of choice studies. This is a review article. I'll give you the name of the review article if you'd like to read it. This is published. Where is this published? I don't know this journal. So it's called Low Level Laser Light Therapy in Skin, Stimulating, Healing, and Restoring. The first author is AVCI, and this is from 2014. I found this on Google Scholar. Red light therapy, inflammation. Let me look up one more thing. Ooh, it's being used in dentistry. The nuts and bolts of low-level light therapy. So this was cited by 1,400 people. This one makes the claim that this is the last sentence of the abstract. This is a fascinating sentence. Quote, serious life-threatening diseases such as stroke, heart attack, spinal cord injury, and traumatic brain injury may be amenable to low-level light therapy. That's wild. That's quite the statement. This is the summary, the abstract of this article called The Nuts and Bolts of Low-Level Light Laser Therapy. This is by Hoon Chung and colleagues, and this is from 2012, The Annals of Biomedical Engineering. So I'd want to read this whole article. It's a review of the mechanisms of low light level laser therapy, which is different than red light therapy. But this is it's making a lot of claims, and that'd be very interesting to read. Okay, so that's what I got on low level light therapy. Let's give a hand for red light therapy. This could be a really great thing. All right, if you're just arriving, please enter your first name and where you are from in the chat. If you are learning something, if you've learned something, please put that in the chat. And then if you have a question, I would love to answer it. Screen freeze for over a minute. Get out of here. So I don't know why this is happening on TikTok on my most advanced phone, and it's not happening on Instagram or Facebook. So I don't know, TikTok, why this is happening. It could be low battery, but I don't know why this is happening here and not on the other platforms. So do other TikTok lives often have problems streaming? Let me see if I can. There we are. Okay. All right, so we got Temecula, California. Awesome. You're welcome, Kim. You're welcome, Miriam. Supplements for ADHD for 5-year-olds. So Bennett, I'm not going to make any recommendations for a 5-year-old. Supplements for ADHD, I would talk about for adults. I'm not recommending anything for children because I'm not an expert in children and pediatrics. I specialize in older adults and preventing Alzheimer's disease and optimizing brain health for adults. So children, pediatrics, outside my specialty. So for children, what I recommend are behaviors. I recommend taking the phone away from them. Please don't give your 5-year-old a phone, and don't give them a phone until they go off to college. I'm dead serious. If you need to talk to them, you can get a watch where you can text your kid and they can only text you. That way you can stay in contact with them. But seriously, phones are just destroying the attention span of children. It's very, very dangerous. So I'd recommend regular exercise, a really healthy diet, and good sleep, and no phone. That's what's best for children. As far as supplements, you really want to check with your pediatrician or medical doctor. Supplements for adults, I really like lion's mane, aniracetam, a B complex vitamin, magnesium. Those are some of my favorites. And also alpha GPC. These are great. And then if you want to substitute something for the prescription drugs, so things like Adderall, Ritalin, Vyvanse, these are kind of amphetamines, and they increase dopamine. And so another way to increase dopamine is L-tyrosine. L-tyrosine is an amino acid that's a precursor to dopamine. And so that's a supplement that adults can take to be healthy. Now, if your child I don't know, you want to check with your medical doctor. L-tyrosine is also found in foods. It's found in mostly protein, but it's found in eggs. I don't know if plants contain L-tyrosine. Let me see. Contain L-tyrosine. L-tyrosine is found in chicken, turkey, fish, peanuts, almonds, avocados, bananas, milk, cheese, yogurt, cottage cheese, lima beans, pumpkin seeds, and sesame seeds. It's also found in meat. It doesn't say meat. It says turkey. It's definitely found in beef. All right. So I'm getting a little fatigued here. So we are going to end early this evening. Buddy boy, frozen for 5 minutes? Seriously? That is definitely a problem. Maybe that's why the TikTok is so low. I don't know why this is. I'm concerned about this because TikTok is my largest audience, and this didn't work well. So I'm wondering if TikTok isn't sharing the bandwidth well with other platforms. I don't know. Well, thank you for being here tonight. I love you. God bless you. I appreciate you choose something educational and helpful and informative to grow your brain and help improve your health, as opposed to choosing things that aren't good for your brain. So awesome job tonight. You rock. I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. God bless you.